Vince McMahon is back as a WWE employee thanks to a new SEC filing revealed today. Speaking of WWE executives, Nick Khan has received a substantial pay rise to his previous deal. Logan Paul has opened up on his WWE contract, expecting his contract to be extended by the company. Speaking of contracts, Dragon Lee is reportedly on a much bigger and larger contract than anyone else in NXT right now and has a title change been scrapped from WrestleMania. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. And I said at the end of the last WWE news video that there would be plenty of news stories this weekend. It's our second WWE news video today. We've still got an AEW news video come out later today discussing a planned CM Punk return being cancelled. We're going to be talking about the WrestleMania set reveal in a separate video today. So plenty of goings on in the world of WWE, professional wrestling, AEW. Let's get straight into it. And just 24 hours before WrestleMania, news has broke that Vince McMahon is back once again. Not in creative just yet, but he inches further and further and further back to his previous power within WWE and his previous roles in WWE, because now Vince McMahon is more than just an executive chairman. He's more than just an executive. He's a WWE employee once again. Vince McMahon has officially been back with WWE on a 2-year contract since January, a new 2-year contract since January, according to the company's latest SEC filing. The 2-year deal will see him continue in the role of executive chairman of the board, making a base salary of $1.2 million per year, with nearly $1 million more in potential bonuses, according to the filing. The longtime WWE owner will also receive stock with an annual target grant date value of $4.3 million. It was reported in early January that McMahon, 77, had dramatically returned to the company while his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, and several other WWE executive board members had stepped down or resigned. McMahon's return had come roughly half a year after he stepped down as WWE chairman and CEO, announcing his retirement following internal investigations into hush money payments he made to several women who were former employees and made sexual misconduct allegations against him. According to the Wall Street Journal, who initially reported the story, McMahon had made more than $17.4 million in payments in an effort to suppress the allegations. An SEC filing last week showed that McMahon has since reimbursed the company. McMahon's return has sparked speculation among fans and wrestling personalities that he's making an effort to run creative on the shows once again, a role he handed over to WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque, McMahon's son-in-law. McMahon is reportedly set to be at WrestleMania 39 this weekend, although it remains to be seen if indeed he'll appear on camera. Now, this is what's interesting about this story, is every single time Vince has gained more power or got closer to what he was doing before in WWE, it's always met with, oh, he's just doing this, oh, he's just doing this, he's not doing this, he's not doing this. Let's just look at the timeline of events here. So what we've seen is Vince is gone in July last year. We've then seen in January, Vince is back as a board member. We then saw after that, Vince is not involved in creative whatsoever though. We've then seen Vince is just backstage at Raw to see John Cena. With Vince McMahon not being involved in creative at all, that then moved to Vince is not that involved in creative. Then, with Vince McMahon at Raw, he was only just sitting in Gorilla. It was nothing else. Now it's Vince is officially a WWE employee again. You can start to see certainly why some within WWE, some talent, some staff, they are speculating heavily. They are raising their eyebrows or rolling their eyes a little bit when there are people within WWE that vehemently deny that McMahon is involved in television or is involved in creative, because at the same time, inch by inch, piece by piece, he's slowly gaining back more control. He's slowly getting back to where he was before. In addition to that, it's certainly very curious that his proviso that he came back to the company for was to explore strategic alternatives and negotiate the media rights negotiations, and then he was going to leave. At the same time, though, people are pointing out, if that is the case, that surely would be done by the end of the year. So why is he on a 2-year contract? Certainly, that is curious as well. Of course, if we get more details on that, we'll let you know here on the channel. Someone else who has been very heavily influential in this entire process in WWE over the last few years is WWE's current CEO, that being Nick Khan. Of course, WWE confirmed in an SEC filing that Vince McMahon is indeed a WWE employee and has been since January 9th. The same filing also contained an amended employee agreement for company CEO Nick Khan, whose salary has seen a boost from $1.35 million per year to $1.5 million per year. For comparison, McMahon's is actually less at $1.2 million, but he is still the majority shareholder, and he still has the majority of, the biggest stock in WWE, so he could sell it off at any point that he wanted to as well. But certainly curious that Nick Khan also has received a substantial pay rise as his influence grows in WWE. Now, of course, WrestleMania, as I mentioned, is just 24 hours away. One of the biggest matches this weekend is the father versus son clash between Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. And WWE's Chief Content Officer Triple H seems to be very high on Dominic Mysterio, according to a recent report. Mysterio is currently in the middle of a storyline with his father, Rey Mysterio, who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight. The feud is one of the hottest things in wrestling right now, with Dominic getting an absurd amount of heat for being so egregiously disrespectful towards his father, Rey, and trying to provoke him into fighting him. Then, last Friday on SmackDown, Rey Mysterio finally snapped after Dominic was getting disrespectful to his mother and sister who were in attendance. Rey finally accepted Dominic's challenge to a match at WrestleMania, to which the live crowd and fans at home rejoiced. Who will win at WrestleMania seems to be a debate many fans are having right now, with some wondering if the feud will extend past WrestleMania, which most assume that it will. The storyline has completely been transformative for Dominic when it comes to his crowd perception. He has gone from not getting much reaction at all to being getting one of the loudest reactions out of any heel in the business today. It really is quite something to behold. According to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Triple H and everyone else in WWE seems to be high on Dominic Mysterio, and there are long-term plans for him. Quote, everyone has been impressed with Dominic Mysterio, and it's pretty much universally acknowledged that Rey versus Dominic is the hottest thing in the company aside from the bloodline stuff. Levesque is very high on Dominic and his future past this angle, and there are long-term plans for him as a star. What they will be, Meltzer didn't expand on because I would assume he probably doesn't know, but nevertheless, there are big plans for Dominic moving forward. Now, there could be big plans for Logan Paul as well, but there is a bit of debate about his contract at the moment. Social media star Logan Paul has commented on his contract expiring with WWE, discussing the possibility of a contract renewal. Paul is currently preparing to face off against Seth Rollins in singles action at WrestleMania 39. Of course, the match will be taking place tomorrow, that being Logan Paul's birthday, April 1st. Speaking to Ariel Helwani of BT Sport, Paul stated that April 1st is his final day under WWE contract, confirming that as of the recording, he hadn't signed an extension or a new deal with WWE. He explained, quote, I was contracted for a year to do 2 WrestleManias and I think 5 events. Paul noted that conversations about a new deal have been brought up, but stated he doesn't have one yet, noting that he does want another deal with WWE. He said, quote, this was a topic my manager and I were talking about. My life moves so fast and I don't know what my stock will be in a year. It seems a little irresponsible to sign anything longer than a year contract. What's going to happen in a year? Last year at this time, I had no idea I was going to be an almost full-time wrestler as a staple of my career, and now I am. Let's be honest, they're going to effing renew my contract. I mean, come on. It'd be silly not to. So Logan thinks he's going to be sticking around. He also opened up about the difficulty he had adjusting into becoming a wrestler. He showed a real different side behind his usual confidence, speaking to Kevin Hart on the Coldest Balls show, saying the WWE was a curveball, so it's natural to me. It's something that when I do it, my friends react like, why haven't you been doing this your whole life? It's the hardest thing I've ever done. It's the 360-degree nature of the performance. When I'm boxing, I have to worry about one guy. When I'm wrestling, I'm concerned about everyone in the stadium, right? It's my job. I'm getting paid to make sure everyone who paid good money for their seats and on TV is entertained. It's a lot of pressure, man, especially because I'm not a character. I'm me. Like, that's my character, myself. I'm still kind of finding it, but I know that when I perform, it's going to be fireworks every single time, and I think you have to give him credit for that. Again, he is a Kurt Angle level natural and how quickly he has adjusted to it, and he's one of the best, I think, celebrities to ever transition over into the world of professional wrestling, certainly. Now, Dragon Lee is going to be making his NXT in-ring debut, televised in-ring debut this weekend, tomorrow at NXT Stand and Deliver. It was later revealed that when Dragon Lee signed with WWE NXT, he was on a high-tier NXT money contract, setting him higher than the usual NXT star, but lower than the average main roster contract. As I mentioned, Dragon Lee is set to debut at NXT Stand and Deliver on April 1st, with Wesley's North American Championship on the line. Speaking about the upcoming debut, Dave Meltzer revealed some further details in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, saying, quote, while Dragon Lee having the much larger than usual NXT deal and clearly there to be the young Mexican superstar babyface on the main roster, probably is looked at as having the most potential down the line. Meltzer had previously reported that Dragon Lee is banking on the idea of making it to the main roster in a year and making money. He made his first appearance for WWE at NXT Roadblock, where he was seen in the crowd, and he was later interviewed backstage by Mackenzie Mitchell. But as I mentioned, he'll be making his in-ring debut tomorrow at Stand and Deliver. Finally, there have been so many rumors about Ronda Rousey going into this WrestleMania season and what she's going to be doing, defending the SmackDown Women's Championship, winning the Tag Team Championship. Well, with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler now announced for the WrestleMania Showcase Tag Team match against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, it's a long way from the original rumors that Rousey would be heading into WrestleMania season as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Rousey, according to past reports, had pushed for the tag team with Baszler, and previous reports had suggested that the pair would contest for the Women's Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania. With Rousey suffering an arm injury, the Women's Tag Team Championship match hasn't materialized, with Dave Meltzer previously stating that the decision was made to nix the planned storyline. Meltzer has now reported that Rousey and Baszler were planned for a title run. Rousey, of course, has been critical of WWE creative for the women's division, talking about her hamstrung feud with Liv Morgan. It was also reported that Rousey wasn't the only one underwhelmed by the booking of the women's division, with sources saying that the women have struggled to gain traction this WrestleMania season, which again isn't really much of a surprise. Just look at both of the Women's Championship matches as we get closer into the show. They've both struggled. It has been noted by Dave Meltzer in the current Wrestling Observer newsletter, quote, after an outburst like this in WWE with Steve Austin 21 years ago, that he was booked on Raw to lose to Brock Lesnar, which he quit over thinking it was stupid business, and it was stupid business and was all about punishment and giving away the long-term big box office potential. He spoke about how WWE could have changed the plans based on Rousey's outburst. Basically, he's speculating that maybe with Rousey's Instagram post, WWE might be punishing her and deciding, no, we're not going to put the tag team titles on you. But that's Dave Meltzer speculating. Again, there's a difference between facts and speculation. But there you go, guys. This is the latest WWE news. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As I mentioned, plenty of content on the horizon. We're going to be doing a bit on the WrestleMania set reveal that at the time of recording has just come out. So I'll give my initial reaction to that, maybe in a short. We'll also do an AEW news video today reacting to the news that a possible CM Punk AEW return has indeed maybe been cancelled because of his recent Instagram post. We are going to be doing watch-alongs and post-shows for NXT Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania Night 1 and WrestleMania Night 2 this weekend as well. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.